got you covered. This is News 4 Tucson.
All right, Wildcat breakdown here at McHale Center, Arizona, with a win today over the USC Trojans. Let's talk about Arizona women's basketball, joined on my left by PJ Brown of the Arizona Daily Star, and on my right by Kim Das from AZ Desert Swarm. You read all about the Wildcats through these two fine women in Arizona women's basketball. PJ, I'm going to start with you. I was talking, my big takeaway from this ball game, I thought, is teams allowing Airy McDonald to just drive to the lane uncontested. I'm surprised she doesn't get fouled and put on the line more to kind of try to take away some of Arizona's offense.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just think the biggest difference is that they can't stop her. And I think even fouling her, then everybody would be fouled out. I think they have to pick and choose when they foul her, what times are really key to the game to sort of slow down their offensive role. And I also think, the biggest thing is, you really can't stop Airy McDonald. There is no way to stop her. You can try to contain her, but I don't think those are the times that you try to contain her. I think you try to push her out, maybe make her do those off-balance shots, the last shots in the shot clock where she's got to step back and take a three, something where she's not as comfortable taking. Is the only way you can try to contain her. She's just so good that it's just remarkable what she can do on the basketball court. She always surprises me. I watched a game, the Friday night game back when they played against UCLA. There was one moment where she posted up and she scored on someone who's probably 5 inches taller than her and much wider. She's just incredible. She amazes me every single game.
Yeah, the thing I think today that I took out of her performance were the 6 steals and just really getting after the basketball from the defensive end. And Kim, 12,000 fans here for these two ball games. At the beginning of this game, to me, almost felt a little bit tired. I think everybody came in. I think the players were tired. I think the fans were maybe a little bit tired. It just was a slog kind of fest early on, but U of A found their game in the second half. But even to have 12,000, that shows you where this program has come.
Well, I think it shows both this program and the ties with the DIA, the love for the players, but also the growth of the game. You're seeing this all over the country. You're huge crowds in South Carolina, huge crowds in Oregon State. You've got a lot of growth across people having more interest in watching female athletes. And to have someone like Adia, who was so warm and charismatic to the community, she goes out, she pulls them in, and then have great players. It's expected now.
Did you anticipate at the beginning of this season that this would potentially be a venue that could host? And we knew that this was a team that's probably going to make the NCAA tournament, but to host it, I think that's begun to surprise some people that this could be a venue where you would see games.
Well, being in the top 16, yeah, that does surprise me, having that possibility. Now, having the fans come out, that doesn't, because Arizona was a big draw back in the day, too, under Coach Joan. They were the second leading draw in the Pac-10 back then for a while. So it doesn't surprise me that the people come out, but being a top 16 team, yeah.
Right. I think one of the most fun things, PJ, for me watching this team is to watch Sam Thomas block shots.
Oh, that's incredible. She had one tonight. She was behind the player and she came up. It's just remarkable. Sometimes you don't even notice with her. All of a sudden her arm's up and she gets a block. Really, really incredible. She is just, we always knew she was this great lockdown defender with the steals, the deflections, the blocks. But what I'm really love to see is that she's being more aggressive on the offensive side. We've been waiting for her to take her shot, to not be as selfless as she has been. Take the shot, Sam. Let's score. In the last game, she scored 20 points. And it was remarkable, and it shows that she is this all-around player. She's one of the top players in the Pac-12 and even in the nation.
What do you make of the transfers that they've been able to pull in from all over the country. I mean, you look back at that game last week at ASU, it was dotted with transfers making the difference. Tonight, Dominica, once again, the play of Amari Carter, the players that Adia has been able to grab from other programs to really, put this thing moving here at Arizona.
Absolutely. I always look at the transfer class that she got. T.T. Starks came first, then Airy McDonald and Dominique McBride followed. That transfer class transformed this program. It really kick-started this rebuild for Adia Barnes and the Wildcats. And I think seeing them come and do what they've done on this court really was a big draw for the Amari Carters of the world, the Shayna Pellingtons, and I think that all these players realize that they can come here, they can get the development that they need, and they can win in front of this huge crowd and play a fun style of basketball, and who wouldn't want to play here?
And you talk about, obviously, you want to get top freshmen too, Kim. And I think when I watch Helena Puello, one of the things I like about her is her tenacity on defense. She really is sneaky, getting her hands into passing lanes and deflecting balls.
I watched her a little bit over the summer in international play, and I didn't realize how good she was at it. But you come out, and she's just so quick. And you don't realize how long her arms are until you see her here. So at 6 feet, plus the long arms, she's sky's the limit for her on defense. I know they brought her in as an offensive player, but I really think her defense is more important because she's so long. And you put them out there against a smaller guard, and it kind of makes everything else go.
All right, ladies, last question. 7-3 right now in Pac-12 play. I was just looking at the schedule before we came out here. I think 12-6 is possible. What do you think?
I think they might lose 2 more this year or so.
So that would be 5. You're thinking 13-5.
Yeah, I think they're going to surprise somebody and win 1 or 2 more games that they're on paper not supposed to win. And they're just going to roll into that postseason.
Well, maybe that win could be when they face Stanford here in that final homestand. All right, ladies, I appreciate you all taking the time to join us today.
Thanks a lot, David.
Thanks a lot, David.
All right, Kim Das and PJ Brown, be sure you check out their coverage of Arizona women's basketball at AZ Desert Swarm with Kim and at the Arizona Daily Star with PJ. Stay with us for our continuing coverage all season long of Arizona women's basketball.